We've got to create problems and put pressure on a quarterback, and we have to make sure in our package we can do that. And then when you get to third down, you've got to create confusion, and we're going to do that. So those are the three things that I think are important. Hey, we can align, we can read our keys, we can play with great effort, we can play with great fundamentals. Then we're going to have to be able to create confusion and create problems for an offense by bringing pressure. And then on third down, we have to be able to get after the quarterback.
Are you're sort of always looking for the next thing that you can do along those lines on third down to create that confusion? I mean, are you sort of
all the time? All the time. If you ask me what one of your strengths is, one of my strengths is, I'm a student of the game. I study football year-round. I'm relentless in my pursuit to identify new ideas that can help me become better, as long as they fit what we try to do defensively. That's very important to me. I'm not going to go out and grab this blitz, this coverage, this thing from all these different places, and it doesn't fit, one, our personnel or what our philosophy is. It has to match. But if I'm going to study film to find out, hey, is there a technique or a coaching point or alignment that can help me in the secondary? Is there something that we can do with a fit on certain run plays? Or are there things on third down that can help create more confusion to allow us to have a chance for success?
When you looked at Ohio State, the little bit you've seen them so far, was there a lack of soundness at times? Like, what do you think was one of the major stumbling blocks, I guess, for them?
I can't pinpoint one issue. You know, we've been able to be together for a couple days to watch some film and go back through and review last season. But I'll be quite honest with you. I'm not concerned about what's happened here in the past. I really don't care. I'm more concerned about the direction that we're going to go and how we get the players aligned with what our vision is going to be, and we get better from today on. I really don't care what's happened in the past.
Chris, when Urban Meyer says he wants guys to play, I mean, he named guys from this class he wants to see play next season and stuff, young guys and stuff. What kind of pressure does that put on, I don't know, guys like you and stuff to kind of see it happen?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, there's no pressure on me. Coach Meyer he's got a vision. He's the head coach. He wants certain things done. I'm going to put more pressure on myself than what Coach Meyer is. I'll tell you that right now. And he's a hardcore guy. Yeah. But I've got more pressure on myself to be successful than any other head coach or any other coach in America could put on somebody. So, is there pressure on me from him? No. I got pressure from myself to come here to be successful and to succeed. We will put the best players on this football field that will help us win, and we'll give everybody an ample opportunity to show that they can do that.
Well, from what you've seen on video, he named like Eric Smith and Damon Webb, for example. Do those guys have the tools, you think, to play that quickly?
From sitting here watching their film, I would think they would have a chance to come in and compete and have an opportunity to help us. Now, how do they handle the transition from high school to college, and what do they do when they get here? That's yet to be determined. But if you just look at their skill set and their highlight tapes, yeah, they're very good players. They can run, they can hit, they've been well coached, and I think they have a skill set that can compete at a high level.
You know, it's funny though, people look at recruiting day as something like, y'all just got all these new players, why can't something happen next week? It seems like basketball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about just that transition that these guys have to make to make an impression.
Well, everything in this, it's the same in any profession, but in this profession, everything is a process. Nothing happens overnight. You know, just because I showed up, it doesn't mean the Ohio State defense is going to be miraculously better overnight. I mean, it's a process, and it's no different for those young guys when they come into the program. It's a process for them to make that transition. Meetings, practice expectations, learning the terminology, going out there and execute when the game's on the line or when people are watching and there's expectations. Everybody handles that differently.
Just in seeing a guy like Raekwon McMillan just walking around or anything so far, does he look like he has a college body or anything at this point? Or
he looks like a big-time linebacker. That's what he looks like. Now we'll see what he plays, but he looks the part.
What do you think is the most important thing, as Tim was saying, for any of these guys, whether it's in the secondary or a linebacker or anywhere? What does a true freshman have to show to even have a chance?
Well, the biggest hurdle typically is the mental hurdle. You know, learning the schemes, offense and defensive schemes, and the terminology and the reads and reactions. That's usually the biggest hurdle. But it's our jobs as coaches to develop a package that's simple enough for these guys to have an opportunity to use their ability and their skills to get out there and play. I mean, if they can be the best player, then it's our job to devise a system that allows them to be successful. You know, I'm not going to be a guy that's going to sit here and try to be a lab rat and be innovative. We're going to be executors with what we do. And we've got to make sure it's a package that allows those talented players to play without hesitation and those young players to have a chance to compete.
I know you don't know everything yet, but just Marshawn Lattimore, is he starting on defense as far as you know?
As far as I honestly, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I really don't know. I hope so. I hope all the best athletes start on defense, but I honestly, I don't know.
How would you say what was the most important thing that happened in your career to get you to this point? Was there a place where you were, or a coach that helped you, or a place that you realized you had a chance to be the kind of coach who could be a defensive coordinator at UCS?
Well, I come from a small town in Iowa, and did I ever have, did I dream about having opportunities like this? Absolutely. But did I ever think they'd be realistic? Probably not, But I was very fortunate at a young age that I had very good high school coaches that had an impact on me. Taught me about work ethic, taught me about toughness, taught me about dealing with adversity. When I went to college, I had very good coaches that also had an impact on me. Slightly different, though. They taught me about the value of becoming a very good teacher, paying attention to details. A coach being involved in a player's life. I mean, those are the things I learned when I was in college. So I kind of had mixed experiences from high school to college. Then when I was fortunate enough to get hired at a young age at Drake University, it was really trial under fire. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was learning a lot of football when I worked for Rob Ash at Drake University. And then when I went from Drake to Iowa State with Dan McCarney, I think Dan McCarney is one of the best people and coaches in this profession. And for guys that don't know him, that's hard for them to understand and believe. But you can ask Coach Meyer. He was with him at Florida. He would tell you the same thing. And he had a tremendous impact on me as a person and as a coach. And I took a lot of things out of that program and from him that have helped develop me to where I'm at today. Then every stop I've gone, I have been impacted one way or another from everybody that I've had an opportunity to work with. One of the things I do think that I've been very blessed with, I'm not one of those guys that have grown up and coached in one spot or one school my whole career. I've been exposed to a number of different things that have helped me formulate my philosophies, my beliefs, whether good or bad, whether it's reconfirmed what I've done because I've been in a negative experience or I've learned something new. And really, when you talk about coming to Ohio State, I want a chance to be a head coach. Coach Meyer's been very successful. I've learned from a lot of really good coaches, in my opinion. I think I'm going to have an opportunity to learn under another top coach in this profession that will help develop me and grow me personally and as a coach to help me hopefully be better suited for an opportunity down the road.